Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from our channel Immortal News. Today we invite you to join us for a gentle and heartfelt remembrance. We'll be honoring the American stars we've recently lost, as well as beloved figures from around the world whose lives touched us in ways we may not even realize until they're gone. These are the stories of people who made us smile, inspired us, and left behind memories that continue to echo in our hearts. Before we begin, if you could take a moment to give this video a like, it would truly mean a lot. Your support helps us continue sharing these meaningful tributes and keeping their legacies alive. Thank you for being here with us. Now, let's begin. Number 6. On the court, Elden brought calm to chaos. Off the court, he brought laughter to everyone around him. These words, shared by a former teammate, capture the quiet strength and warm heart of Elden Campbell. Elden passed away peacefully at the age of 57. His death followed a recent decline in health, bringing a gentle end to a life built on passion, resilience, and purpose. He stood tall, literally and figuratively, in the world of basketball. Known for his calm demeanor and powerful presence, Elden played 15 seasons in the NBA with dignity and grace. Most fans remember him for his years with the Los Angeles Lakers, where he earned respect as a relentless shot blocker and steady scorer. But it was with the Detroit Pistons that he etched his name into championship history, helping the team secure the title in 2004. Before the NBA lights, Elden shined at Clemson University, where he remains the school's all-time leading scorer. His college years set the foundation for a career grounded in hard work and perseverance. Throughout his time on the court, Elden wore many jerseys: Lakers, Hornets, Pistons, Sonics, and Nets. But his identity never changed. He was consistent, loyal, and humble. Averaging over 10 points and nearly 6 rebounds per game across more than 1,000 appearances, Elden quietly built a legacy defined by reliability and heart. Yet his impact reached beyond basketball. Friends speak of a man with sharp wit and a love for old-school R&B. Aspiring players admired his kindness during off-season clinics. He gave time freely, answered questions patiently, and always encouraged dreamers to keep going. In retirement, Elden stayed mostly out of the spotlight, but his legacy continued through highlights, old stories, and the occasional courtside appearance that brought fans to their feet. The basketball world has lost one of its true gentlemen. As former teammate Chauncey Billups shared, Elden never needed the spotlight. He earned respect by letting his game and his kindness speak for him. Elden Campbell leaves behind a legacy of hard work, quiet leadership, and remembered greatness. Tributes to Elden Campbell. Number 5. It was up to me to complete my job. There was no time for fear. These words, spoken by Charles Shay, capture the quiet strength of a man who saved lives amid devastation. A decorated World War II medic and revered Penobscot elder, Shay passed away peacefully in Normandy at the age of 101. At just 19, he stormed Omaha Beach alongside fellow soldiers in the first wave on D-Day, armed only with medical satchels and determination. Under relentless fire, he pulled wounded men from the surf, dressing their injuries and whispering comfort as chaos unfolded around them. His bravery that day earned him the Silver Star. But more than that, it carried forward the stories of those who could not speak for themselves. Captured near the end of the war, Charles endured prison camps, hardship, and discrimination. Still, he returned, first to the battlefield in Korea, then to his people on Indian Island, Maine. Shay devoted his later life to remembrance. He performed annual ceremonies where soldiers fell, built a memorial to honor Native American service in Normandy, and fought to make sure Indigenous voices were never written out of history. He was the first from Maine's native community to be made a Chevalier of France's Legion of Honor, and he accepted that title not for himself, but for all who were forgotten. Despite his many honors, from the Bronze Star to a monument in his name, Charles remained humble. He often said he simply did his duty, but to those he helped, and to generations who learned from his courage, he was, and will always be, a hero. He was a man of quiet grace and fierce purpose, said Julia Kelly, a Gulf War veteran now entrusted with continuing his sacred remembrance ceremony. Charles carried the memory of 1,000 soldiers, and he carried it with dignity. Charles Shay passed peacefully, surrounded by loved ones in the land where history remembers him. His legacy is carved not just in stone, but in the hearts of everyone who values courage, selflessness, and honor. Tributes to Charles Shay. Number 4. She never stopped dancing, on stage or in spirit. Donyelle Jones inspired millions not just through her movement, but through her unwavering joy. A gifted hip-hop and jazz dancer, she brought a spark to everything she touched. At 46, Donyelle passed away after a long, courageous battle with metastatic breast cancer. Her journey, marked by bravery and optimism, impacted far more than just the dance world. Audiences first met Donyelle on the second season of So You Think You Can Dance. Her strength, artistry, and versatility made her a fan favorite. She moved with a rare honesty, effortlessly blending styles from contemporary to ballroom. Even after leaving the spotlight, Donyelle never stopped moving forward. Following her diagnosis with stage 3C breast cancer, she faced brutal treatments, surgery, chemo, and constant uncertainty. With grace and grit, she turned pain into purpose, offering encouragement to others through her story and advocacy. "I can, and I will, move forward," she often said. Those words became both her mantra and a lifeline to others facing the same fight. In an emotional message during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, she reminded the world, "Breast cancer is not a death sentence, but an invitation to intentionally fight for my life." Her heartfelt writings about her scars, her changing body, her hopes, were deeply human and profoundly beautiful. "Dear body, I love you," she shared. "I accept you and my scars. I see you." Dancers Against Cancer honored Donyelle with a financial gift in recognition of her bravery. Yet her greatest victory was the hope she sparked in thousands who saw themselves in her. Colleague and friend Travis Wall once wrote, "We knew Donyelle as a dancer, but she turned out to be a warrior, remembered not only for her talent but for her warmth and light." Donyelle's legacy will continue in the art she created and the strength she encouraged in others. Her story proved that true power lives not in perfection, but in perseverance. Donyelle Jones leaves behind a community forever grateful for the rhythm she brought into their lives. Tributes to Donyelle Jones. Number 3. Priscilla Anderson lived with a spark that lit up every room. Fiercely loving, full of faith, and driven by joy, she made everyone feel like family. Her laughter was contagious, her energy unstoppable, and her heart open, especially to those who needed it most. She danced, not just professionally, but through life, with boldness, beauty, and purpose. Whether on stage or in her community, Chrysilla brought rhythm and soul to everything she touched. Chrysilla's lifelong passion for dance led her to work with major artists and in countless music videos. Her presence was powerful, her talent unmistakable. Behind the scenes, she mentored and inspired young dancers, cheering loudly for others' success. Even more than her artistry, Chrysilla will be remembered for the love she poured into her family. As a proud wife and devoted mother, she created a home filled with music, prayer, and unconditional support. Her partnership with husband and country singer Kofi Anderson captured hearts on and off screen, especially through their shared journey of hope and healing during life's hardest moments. Chrysilla passed away at 43 after a long and courageous battle with colon cancer. Throughout her illness, she was a pillar of strength and faith, openly sharing her ups and downs to raise awareness and offer encouragement to others facing similar challenges. She danced through pain, worshipped through trials, and lifted others when she needed lifting herself, wrote a friend and fellow artist in tribute. Chrysilla carried light into darkness. Her legacy is not just the work she leaves behind, it's the kindness, the courage, and the unwavering love she displayed every step of the way. She showed us how to fight with grace, how to love fearlessly, and how to shine, no matter the storm. Chrysilla Anderson's story will be remembered not for how she left us, but for how she lived, full of joy, faith, and an unstoppable spirit. Tributes to Chrysilla Anderson. Number 2, her passion illuminated every project she touched. If Tammy was in the room, you knew something meaningful was about to happen. Tammy Rosen, a force behind some of the most defining moments in independent film, passed away at 48 after a private and courageous battle with cancer. Known for her unwavering dedication and visionary spirit, Tammy helped shape the voices of two of the most influential film festivals in the world. At Sundance Institute, her work as Chief Communications Officer amplified stories that may have otherwise gone unheard. Before that, she spent over a decade with Tribeca, guiding the festival's growth with grace, grit, and a genuine love for creators. Tammy didn't just work in film, she lived for it. Colleagues often marveled at her ability to bring calm into the chaos of high-pressure events, always with kindness and humor at her side. Whether navigating red carpets or late-night edits, she remained true to the values that mattered most: integrity, curiosity, and heart. Her roots in the arts ran deep. With a degree in art history from Union College and an early education at the Petty School, she combined sharp intellect with deep appreciation for storytelling. Those who worked with her knew she was not just communicating messages, she was uplifting purpose. Tammy believed in connection above all else, shared a longtime colleague. She made you feel seen, heard, and part of something bigger. Her influence reached far beyond press releases and premiere nights. She mentored countless young professionals, many of whom credit her with setting them on meaningful career paths. Tammy brought people together, quietly, powerfully, and leaves behind a circle of professionals and friends who are stronger for having known her. Though her time was far too short, her impact was lasting. Tammy's legacy isn't just in the institutions she helped grow, but in the lives she touched along the way. Tributes to Tammy Rosen. What's trending on the internet? News 1. Let's talk about a woman whose name defined an era of beauty and cinema, and who's now opening up about something much deeper than fame. French screen legend Brigitte Bardot, now 89 years old, is sharing a very personal story in a new documentary, and she says a miracle helped save her life. In this film, simply titled Bardot, the iconic actress and animal rights champion looks back on her extraordinary journey, from international movie star in the 1950s and 60s to devoted activist living a quieter life in the south of France. But what's capturing attention now is her revelation that during a serious health crisis in recent years, when things looked very dark, she felt a powerful, almost mysterious force pull her through. She describes it as a miracle that allowed her to keep going, to keep loving, and to keep fighting for the causes that matter to her. Bardot has spoken frankly about struggling with the pressures of fame when she was younger. She has said that being adored by the public did not always make her happy. Yet today, at nearly 90, she appears reflective, softer, and grateful to still be here. Surrounded by animals at her home and supported by her longtime Animal Protection Foundation, she explains that this second chance has made every sunrise, every wagging tail, and every simple moment of peace feel like a gift. The documentary also shows rare moments of home life and candid memories, reminding viewers that behind the glamorous photos and legendary film roles was a very human young woman trying to find her way. Now, as an older woman, she speaks directly to audiences about resilience, faith in something greater than ourselves, and the importance of using whatever time we have to protect the vulnerable, especially animals who cannot speak for themselves. For many people who grew up watching her on the big screen, it's touching to see Brigitte Bardot not just as a symbol of another time, but as a survivor who believes she's been spared for a purpose. She wants that purpose to be kindness, compassion, and respect for all living creatures. As this documentary reaches viewers around the world, Brigitte Bardot will be remembered not only for her unforgettable beauty and her classic films, but for the strength she found in her later years and the miracle she believes gave her more time to love, to protect, and to inspire. News 2. Every so often we get a reminder of what really matters in life. And today that reminder comes from the Willis family. Actor Bruce Willis, now 69 years old and beloved for so many classic films, is continuing his journey with frontotemporal dementia, and his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, is opening up about how he's really doing. Emma recently shared that Bruce is doing great and that he is completely surrounded by love and care. She describes a home filled with support, patience, and a deep sense of family, where their 2 daughters, along with Bruce's older children and his ex-wife Demi Moore, all play a part in keeping his world warm and connected. Instead of focusing on what has been lost, Emma talks about what they still share: laughter, music, and simple moments together. She says Bruce still lights up when he's with his family, and that the love in their home is stronger than ever. For her, this season of life is about honoring who he is now, while cherishing the memories of who he has always been. Emma has also become a gentle voice of encouragement for other families facing dementia. She speaks honestly but hopefully, reminding people that it's okay to ask for help, to lean on community, and to find joy in small daily victories. In doing so, she is helping to remove some of the fear and stigma around brain health, and offering comfort to many who feel alone. For so many fans who grew up watching Bruce on the big screen, it's heartening to know that behind the scenes he's being cared for with such devotion. The man who brought us action heroes and big laughs is now surrounded by real-life heroes, his family, his caregivers, and a circle of friends who are committed to walking this path with him. In the end, this isn't just a story about illness, it's a story about love that adapts, families that hold together, and the power of standing by the people we cherish. Bruce Willis will always be remembered for his iconic roles, that trademark half-smile, and his larger-than-life presence. But today he is also a symbol of how dignity, kindness, and family can shine even in the hardest seasons of life. News 3. Every once in a while, a story comes along that reminds us just how strong the human spirit can be, and today's story is exactly that. Nicole Eggert, the 52-year-old actress so many remember from Baywatch and Charles in Charge, is sharing a hopeful update in her breast cancer journey, and it's touching hearts all over the country. Nicole was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer late last year, after she began experiencing pain and noticing changes in her body. Like so many women, she had to be persistent, going through multiple appointments before finally getting clear answers. Today, she's opening up about where things stand now, and the news is encouraging. Nicole recently finished a major part of her treatment and says her latest scans show no evidence of disease. She's not declaring herself completely finished with the journey just yet, but she's allowing herself to celebrate this big, positive moment. For her, that means soaking in time with her 2 daughters, 25-year-old Dylin and 12-year-old Keegan, who have been right by her side through everything. Nicole has talked about how this experience has changed her perspective. She's focusing more on simple joys, staying present, and appreciating each day. She's also using her story to encourage other women to listen closely to their bodies, to speak up when something doesn't feel right, and to make those regular checkups a priority. In her words, if sharing her journey helps even one person catch something earlier, it's worth it. Fans who grew up watching Nicole run along the beach in that famous red swimsuit are now cheering her on for something even more powerful: her courage, her honesty, and her determination to keep going. Many people have reached out online, thanking her for being so open about the emotional ups and downs of treatment and recovery. It's a reminder that no one has to walk through a cancer diagnosis alone. As Nicole continues to move forward, she's not just known as a star from some of our favorite shows of the past. She's becoming a symbol of hope and resilience right now, and that may be her most meaningful role yet. In the end, Nicole Eggert will be remembered not only for the character she brought to life on screen, but for the strength, grace, and encouragement she's sharing with others facing their own health battles. Her journey is a beautiful reminder to cherish each day, hold loved ones close, and never give up on brighter tomorrows. News 4. Every once in a while, a story comes along that reminds us just how strong the human spirit can be, and today's story is exactly that. Nicole Eggert, the 52-year-old actress so many remember from Baywatch and Charles in Charge, is sharing a hopeful update in her breast cancer journey, and it's touching hearts all over the country. Nicole was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer late last year, after she began experiencing pain and noticing changes in her body. Like so many women, she had to be persistent, going through multiple appointments before finally getting clear answers. Today, she's opening up about where things stand now, and the news is encouraging. Nicole recently finished a major part of her treatment and says her latest scans show no evidence of disease. She's not declaring herself completely finished with the journey just yet, but she's allowing herself to celebrate this big, positive moment. For her, that means soaking in time with her 2 daughters, 25-year-old Dylin and 12-year-old Keegan, who have been right by her side through everything. Nicole has talked about how this experience has changed her perspective. She's focusing more on simple joys, staying present, and appreciating each day. She's also using her story to encourage other women to listen closely to their bodies, to speak up when something doesn't feel right, and to make those regular checkups a priority. In her words, if sharing her journey helps even one person catch something earlier, it's worth it. Fans who grew up watching Nicole run along the beach in that famous red swimsuit are now cheering her on for something even more powerful: her courage, her honesty, and her determination to keep going. Many people have reached out online, thanking her for being so open about the emotional ups and downs of treatment and recovery. It's a reminder that no one has to walk through a cancer diagnosis alone. As Nicole continues to move forward, she's not just known as a star from some of our favorite shows of the past. She's becoming a symbol of hope and resilience right now, and that may be her most meaningful role yet. In the end, Nicole Eggert will be remembered not only for the character she brought to life on screen, but for the strength, grace, and encouragement she's sharing with others facing their own health battles. Her journey is a beautiful reminder to cherish each day, hold loved ones close, and never give up on brighter tomorrows. News 5. If you grew up with rock and roll turning up the volume in your living room, this story is going to feel a little bit like catching up with family. Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary rocker who helped define heavy metal, just turned 77, and the love pouring in for him is as powerful as any guitar riff he ever played. One of the most touching tributes came from Sharon's daughter Kelly Osbourne, who shared a heartfelt message that's now making the rounds online. Kelly, who is now 40, opened up about what her dad has meant to her life, not as a star on stage, but as a father at home. She called him her hero, her best friend, and the man who taught her how to be strong even when life gets tough. She posted warm, smiling photos of Ozzy holding her son, his grandson, and you can just see the pride in his eyes. For many fans, Ozzy is remembered for his wild days fronting Black Sabbath and for all those unforgettable moments on his reality show with Sharon and the kids. But this birthday tribute reminds everyone that behind the rock legend is a gentle, devoted dad and grandfather who loves his family deeply. With health challenges in recent years, each milestone birthday feels even more meaningful. Fans from all over the world have been sharing memories of concerts, favorite songs, and how Ozzy's music helped them through hard times. The overall message is simple and full of heart. They're grateful he's still here, still fighting, still smiling with his family by his side. As Ozzy celebrates 77 years, he's not just the Prince of Darkness to the world of rock. He's a symbol of resilience, of second chances, and of the way family can keep you grounded through fame, struggle, and everything in between. However you first discovered Ozzy, he'll be remembered not only for the soundtrack he gave to so many lives, but also for the softer side we see in moments like this birthday tribute. A father, a grandfather, and a man whose legacy now stretches far beyond the stage. Number 1. His vision shaped stories we still celebrate. His drive built platforms that changed film history. David Matalon passed away at 82. His legacy, however, will continue to shape the world of entertainment for generations. Known as the driving force behind TriStar Pictures and a guiding hand at Regency Enterprises, David helped create spaces where bold filmmaking could thrive. Through his leadership, he brought to life iconic stories, including the powerful and moving What's Eating Gilbert Grape, a film that continues to resonate with audiences around the world. More than a producer or executive, David was a quiet catalyst, always looking for talent, always pushing boundaries. He believed film could move people, not just entertain them. He built more than companies. He built opportunities. Colleagues often spoke of his calm determination and fierce dedication. One longtime collaborator said, "David didn't chase the spotlight, but without him, so many lights wouldn't have turned on." His impact extended behind the scenes, mentoring rising voices, backing unique visions, and never losing sight of the story. Whether launching new ventures or supporting grounded emotional projects, David trusted the power of storytelling to make a difference. He passed away peacefully after a short illness, leaving behind a legacy of imagination, leadership, and heart. At 82, David Matalon's chapter may have closed, but what he built will keep inspiring anyone with a dream and a camera. Tributes to David Matalon. Rest in peace. You'll never be forgotten. Those were the words Travis Barker shared